2, 3, funky.
What is going on YouTube? It is Night Owl. First video 2025, let's freaking go. Hope you all had a wonderful New Year's, had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you had safe time, enjoying yourselves, celebrating the New Year and Christmas. I thought we might do a bit of a not odd video, but I thought I might take you to my local One Piece. We're going to be playing One Piece tonight, the trading card game. I'm going to be playing my favorite leader, I think, of all time. I think I found my favorite leader. It's the Enel from OP05, I believe. I'm very new to the game, but I think Enel, I see why people like Enel and hate Enel. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship with Enel. So come along with me to One Piece. I can't wait. This year's gonna be an amazing year. I reckon it's gonna be so much fun. I've got so much planned. I've got Japan coming up. So I can't wait to make videos there, and it's gonna be so much fun. So come along with me. Let's go play some One Piece. Let's get it. Alrighty, we are at our locals, waiting for people. We're gonna play Enel tonight. We're gonna win. So got a bunch of people here at Pokebox. So hopefully we can get some W's tonight. Probably get some deck profiles if people ask, but we'll see how we go. Oop. Let's get it. So currently voice overing this video, as this was recorded on the Friday the 11th of Jan, which was basically our Friday night One Piece locals, and currently I'm shooting this video and making this video on the Sunday the 13th. So basically our first game was against a Reiju. Basically what she does is on your turn, once per turn, when a Don card is on your field, that is returned to your Don deck, you draw a card, which I find a pretty good ability. Since it's blue purple, there's a lot of cards in blue and purple that want to manipulate Don and characters. I know blue loves to manipulate characters by putting them back into hand and restanding them, or not restanding them, but putting on the field and bouncing them back to hand and all that. And purple loves just to ram Don, so basically a really good leader. Going into this first matchup, I should have known to not swing into 7k rush characters once they hit, once they went for a life or a character, because basically he can just recycle them pretty much every turn with I can't remember the actual play, but basically he has like a 5 cost that turns into a 7 cost by trashing itself, and then from the trash you play it onto the field and it gains rush. So that was a bit of a mistake on me, not knowing the deck well enough. I've only played this deck on the simulator a couple times, so I didn't know about it, but I just didn't think it would be in the same aspect, or I didn't think I'll see so many on the field like that. So that was kind of my fault on that part, but I think I played well. I even asked my opponent, because this was my first time playing Enel in real life, so I was very excited. I was very nervous. I obviously made some mistakes, and I even asked my opponent. He did pick up some things, but he did say that I was doing quite well. So I definitely would give him a shout out. So thank you again for giving me some tips. And he even told me, how I should have swung into his 7k, not 7k, his 5k, so that he basically he didn't have a lot of swingers. So we live and learn. So first game, unfortunately, was a loss. So yeah, it was quite fun, but I got him down to pretty low life. So it's a first step into getting better. So after losing that first game, we got into our second game, which was a Blackbeard. Now Blackbeard loves to verse Enel. Basically Blackbeard's ability, so Blackbeard doesn't have any on-play effects, so he can't play any on-play cards. Basically what on-play means is, in hindsight, on-play. So if a card has an effect on play, when you play on the field, it plays the effect. Blackbeard doesn't have that, and basically it just doesn't want to let its opponents have it. So he's other ability basically says trash one card from hand, and then your opponent doesn't have any on-play abilities, which is a deficit into NL because NL only plays pretty much on-play cards. There's only a few cards that have. There's only one card that has an active main, which is the Rocket Luffy, or the 4-cost Luffy that basically trashes itself and then it pops a 4-cost. But then again, they can't even pop anything on Blackbeard's field because majority of Blackbeard's bench is Jesus Burgers, or Burgers, sorry, and basically that can't get KO'd by effects. So basically, there's nothing really on the field. It can pop Laboons and Doc Qs and like Van Augers. Oh, actually no, it can't even pop Van Augers, but basically any of those 4-costs can get popped, but you never really see those on the field. So, and Blackbeard's main boss monster is its 12k blocker Martial D-Teach. And basically what that does as well is it's a blocker and it negates an ability of one of your characters. So it can negate a blocker on your field, or it can just negate just any character, and then it can't attack next turn. And it's got another ability, it can stop your leader effects ability, your opponent's leader's effect. And basically Anel loves to have that leader effect because once it gets to 0 life, it can reshuffle, like regain a life, and that 12k blocker stops that. So if Blackbeard can get a full bench and manage to get at least 2 or 1 teach on the field, and then next turn get another and bring Anel to 0 life, it's pretty much game over, because then they just swing with 12k and then you can't really get out of it unless you have like a bunch of blockers on the field. But in that situation like that, it's pretty Blackbeard's side, because Blackbeard would manage to get rid of Anel's board and all that. But for hindsight, we actually won this game. This game was very intense. I was shaking in my boots. I do not like playing Blackbeard. Blackbeard is a scary ass deck versus playing Anel. He basically had his Jesus Burgers at like 12k, because the Jesus Burgers ability pretty much says every 4 cost that's in the trash, it gains 1,000, and I believe by then he had like at least 24 cards in trash, so that's a really high number, and he could swing big. And basically it's scary because then the only way you can get rid of them is by swinging them big numbers, and you don't want to really do that with a 4 cost. You'd rather do that to their teachers. Another card that Anel loves to play is the Kingdom Come, or Reiju. Basically that KOs anything. Obviously it doesn't KO the Burgess because it's an effect, a KO effect, but it can KO the martial blockers, which is amazing. It's a godsend. So obviously you play 4 of the Reijus to counter out the martial D-Teach, but you have to strategically play them right. You can't just waste them on low characters. You never want to. But actually in this game, I believe I did use one of my Reijus, and that was not good because I think he ended up getting a bunch of teachers out. But I managed to win this game. He had 2 of his Burgers there on the field, and it was late game, and he swung big, and I managed to counter out everything. I took life and I countered out, and then he had his final big swing at like 13k at life, and I managed to get it out with the 0 cost event in Anel, which is a godsend of an event card. But basically that 0 cost, you have to track a card, and then you get 3000 power. So he managed to hit 12, and then I managed to have 2 of those 0 costs, so I used 2, so that's already 6k right there. And then I believe I had like a 1k and a 2k. It was really tight, and I managed to trash. I had to trash my whole hand just to block that, but by then it was 0-0 life. If I had to counter out of that big swing, I was going to win, so I had to do it. And immediately once I did that, he actually scooped, knowing that I could just go big next turn because he couldn't swing, he couldn't block. He used his all his attacks, so he couldn't block with anything. And yeah, it was really intense. I do not like playing into Blackbeard, but it's really nice knowing that I can actually somewhat beat it. I've actually beaten another Blackbeard deck in locals. One of my other local mates that I know, he actually plays a lot of Blackbeard, and I managed to beat him at a locals. So that was a nice feeling. It is just scary because Marshall, if they play it right, you just can't do anything. And if they manage to keep that leader ability going on and just stopping on play effects, for me, it's just a hard time. But us NL players, or me, I know I just have to pretty much wait until I get enough done, summon big bodies, and then just kind of hope and pray that he can't really KO with removal effects. But yeah, it's not a fun time. It's definitely a scary matchup. I do not like enjoying. I don't like playing against it. If I can manage to not play it at nationals or any regionals, I would be very happy. But I was very happy with this one today, that I managed to win against the Blackbeard. So yeah, we are currently 1-1. There's locals Friday. I was very happy that I won against it. So I guess we'll go on to the next one.
Okay, so we're in our last match for the Friday local event, and of course I had to verse Purple Luffy. This leader is, what do I say, annoying. It's a really annoying leader. This leader is really strong. Let's just start off with that. This leader can pretty much, it's a really meta heavy deck. Blue Dofi is currently top, and I would currently say this is like maybe top 5. This is definitely like a strong ass deck to verse against. Basically, his leader allows you to take a life, and then I believe you get 2 or 1 extra Don, like rammed, and they become rested. So you basically just get free Don, and you can basically get to like a Don in like turn 3. It's actually really stupid how quickly Purple Luffy can get up to like almost 8 or 10 Don. Look, I played a lot of this deck. I versed this deck on the simulator a lot, and I just keep finding myself never being able to grab him down to that 1 or 2 life, or mostly to that 0 life. They always manage to get the counters out with the Gum Gum Giants. That is an awful event, and I hate it. It's almost the same as the 0 cost event in the Nell, where you basically just get a lot of life, or not a lot of life, but a lot of power just to counter out. It gets 4,000 power and allows you to draw 2 cards, trash 2, and then you have to return some Don, but it's like the amount of countering out with that 1 event cost card, it is really, really broken. So whenever they ever play their field or their characters out, they always leave 1 Don, and you know that they're either bluffing you or they have one ready to go to counter out one of your big swings. And it's just a really hard time. So I found myself really struggling against Purple Luffy. I'm not too sure what to really do. I've been told just to make them just hit really big into life, getting them down to that 0 life territory, or the 1 life territory, where they have to start countering out, and just making them counter out with their 2Ks and 1Ks. But yeah, it's just hard. Even then, like, they have a lot of bodies that they can get for free. The Luffy Taros are definitely one of their biggest issues that I find against. It's basically an 8 cost character, and I believe it allows you to grab or play a 4 cost Zoro for free, or 5 cost Zoro, sorry. And that 5 cost Zoro has a 6k power, so it's really strong. So they have like, usually their board is a Luffy Taro, the Zoro, and like the 4 cost or 3 cost Zoro, or even the 4 cost 6k body Zoro, and it's just a hard time. Like, I just cannot find myself winning games against it. I think I've maybe won 1 game on this simulator, and even then I like had to really work for it, and that was with a different NL variation deck. So yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely lost this one. It was somewhat, I would like to say, close, but it probably wasn't. I feel like I might have done some wrong plays. I maybe should have swung big into life early. I don't know. Maybe them just getting low hand size, because in any deck, having a low hand is not good. So I always feel getting any deck into a low hand is easy. Or not easy, but always good in your favor. Because then they can't counter out of things. So if they swing with their bodies and then you can manage to get rid of their bodies without them using counters, then you're kind of free to just swing at life and not have to worry about counters. Because even if they counter out a 5k cost body with your character, you have a lot of other bodies you can swing with. I know in and out in my deck, like you got the 10 cost Ace, you got the Yamatos, you got the categories, and they're easily 8, 9, 10, body swings that they have to like either take life or use their whole rest of their hand just to counter out a 1, and then they go to a 0 card hand. So maybe if you manage, look, I'm not the strongest with tips and tricks, but I feel like with Purple Luffy, if you manage to trash their life as well, I know Nico Robin's a really good card for this deck because Nico Robin trashes a life if they have 3 or more life. So even if you like play that first and then manage to swing big so that they're down to 2 life and they only get 1 life out of it, it's very easy, I feel sometimes. So like you would play the Nico Robin when they're at 3 and then they go down to 2 life, and then you manage to swing with like your leader or a character for 10, or even like your category or your Yamatos, then they go down to 2, and then they really have to like, or even they go down to 1, and then at that point it's really hard for them to manage to get some bodies out, because if they play their hand out and have like a few bodies in the field, you as an NL player you should be able to have ways to get rid of them, or just Reiju them or Kingdom Come. So yeah, look, I definitely struggled. I managed to get a board out, but then he managed to do it on my hand and my board, and then by the end of it, I believe I had to go for game, and he just managed to get that counter out for that last swing, so I just couldn't get that last swing in. So it's a bit unfortunate, but I think my biggest decks I need to put more practice with is definitely Shanks, because I know Shanks is getting meta heavy. Doflamingo, which I've actually done really well against Doflamingo. I versed the mate at locals and I won twice. We had our actual local game, and then we just had like a practice game afterwards because I beat him. And both games I actually won, so I was really quite surprised. Doflamingo, I find that he's not, I wouldn't say easy, but I think you just have to, like, as an NL player, I think you just need to get rid of his bodies as soon as you can. If he plays like a 4 cost down, or plays Jinbei, you just got to get rid of it and just Reiju, Kingdom Come, Kingdom Come, Kategori, or like Gadatsu, Yamato, just those removals just really like helps you in the long run, because they can't really do much when they have 1 body on the field and their hand is like 3 cards, because then you just swing with your big bodies and make them use their 2k counters in 1ks. So now I'm just rambling on about Doflamingo, but yeah, back onto this deck. I really just want to get some more practice in. I hope I can get more practice in for regionals, or now, sorry, I don't know which one it is, but it's one of the two. Yeah, what else could I really say about this deck? I wouldn't want to play it. I would like to have a go at it, but I don't think it's my thing. I'm not really one for ramping Don. I kind of like manipulating the board and kind of like just removing stuff. So I know that's why I like black and yellow. Black loves to remove characters with low cost. That's why I liked Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci is a really fun deck that I've actually started my One Piece journey with, pretty much. And now I just kind of like Enel because it's like that one cockroach that you're trying to kill, but it just doesn't die. That's what I've been told. And I kind of find that very true, because Enel just does not die. You manage to get to 0 life and you go, oh yeah, I'm gonna, or you go down to 1 and you go, yeah, I'll swing for, to get him down to 0 life. Sure, he gets his leader effect, but he's only going to get 1 life back. But then you draw the 0 cost event, and then you just get a free life. And it's like, oh, well, now he's back at 2. So, like, he's really, really dumb. Imagine if Vanilla was at a 5 life leader, not 4. That would be hella broken. Because basically he turns into a 6 life leader. So, yeah. well, I guess from there we'll leave it at that. But yeah, unfortunately, this game we did lose. Like I said, not my favorite matchup. So we ended locals on that Friday night at 1-2. So we won one game and lost two, unfortunately. I did better today on the Sunday. I actually went 2-1. I didn't actually record those games, which I'm very disappointed about. I actually recorded the one game I lost, and then I didn't record the two games that I won, so it was very, very sad. But I basically versed a Zoro Sanji for the first game, which I lost. The second game I won the Blackbeard. It was a Blackbeard. Oh, sorry, it was Doflamingo, the second game, and then the third round was the Blackbeard, which I won. So unfortunately, I didn't record any of those, which I'm really, really annoyed because that would have made some good content and just shown you how I won that one. I guess you guys just gotta take my word for it, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so very cool. One Piece, fun times. We love to play the game. This video was definitely fun to make. I hope you guys definitely enjoyed. I'm going to end it here on this voiceover. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Please let me know if you guys actually enjoy this kind of content, or did you want me just to upload the whole the game, as in like the whole round game, what you're watching on the screen right now. Because basically I've just cut up bits and bits and just talked about it. So let me know. I definitely want to get like a better view of these games, because sometimes it's hard to see. Like right now, what you're seeing is alright, but I kind of want you guys to see what my hand is, so that you guys can tell me if I did something wrong or if I did something right, and basically just see your opponent's board as well, and see what life is at, and you know what's on the field, because currently it's cut off and it's really hard to see. So I'm trying to figure out what stand or tripod to use. So if you guys got any like ideas or like any tripods I could use, let me know and I'll definitely give it a look at it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe, comment what you think about Enel. Do you guys like Enel? Do you guys want to try it out after seeing this video? I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to, because I went 1-2, but then again I went 2-1, so it's definitely a hit and miss deck. If you definitely like Enel as a character, or if you like yellow, or just like having the life manipulation and removal with life counts, definitely give him a go. He's definitely a fun leader. I'm loving him. If I had to compare Lucci and Enel, I think they're both my two favorite decks of all time. Then again, I've only just started playing the One Piece as of late last year, very, very late last year, and early Jan into this new year. So I'm very new. I haven't looked at all the leaders. I definitely know the majority of the leaders that I've seen I do not really take interest in. I definitely have like a Blackbeard, deck that I've somewhat liked, but I just kind of find it a little bit boring, I won't lie. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and I'll catch you guys then. Peace.